So Forest are through to the quarter-finals of the Europa League. Yes, you heard me right, and I can't take this smile off my face. Welcome to the match reaction for Midtjylland 1, Forest 2, but really 3-0 on pens. Hi guys, hope you're doing well, and welcome to a match reaction to which we can all smile to. Coming up, we're going to be talking about the game. We'll be talking about the ramifications of that game, ramifications even of that game ahead of the Spurs match as well, and plenty of positivity to take away from it. So you know the drill. Make sure you've liked, make sure you've subscribed. Thank you for getting us to 37,000 subscribers. Absolutely crazy. And if you want to help us on our second channel, we're motoring on there as well. I've got my predictions for this weekend's fixtures in the Premier League over on the Footy Network. You can scan this QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments and go and see what I predicted for Forest versus Spurs. We will have a Grumpy Old Reds tonight. I don't know what time, probably like 7:30 or something. But yeah, plenty of positive things to talk about, and I just miss it. Feels a little like last season. Okay, I'm going over the top. Feels like last season, but it's just nice. There was such good vibes from yesterday. And the thing is, it wasn't like it was a scumbag victory or something like that, which we would have all taken, right? There was a performance behind it. But more importantly, there was a depth in that performance. And what do I mean by that? You saw Bakwa stepping up. You saw McAtee stepping up. You saw... I didn't think Morata was too bad, right? He stepped up in certain occasions and all of this. And, you know, even Ndoye I thought was decent. So there was a lot, and Zach Abbott, really good. So there's a lot to be positive about from that performance. And I think it was best summarized by Ryan Yates. I was listening to his interview and he said something that I thought, you know what, you're onto something there. He said whenever the sub players or the squad players are itching to get on and prove a point and grab the opportunity kind of thing, that's when a team is starting to click, because what he was getting at there is the competition for places is increasing. People are trying to force their way into the team. They're hungry to play football for Forest. And I saw that yesterday. The fact that the B team, quote unquote, looks better than the quote unquote A team, that maybe does mean something's there. Now, I'll say this like I've said a million times. We've seen a billion false dawns this season so far. But I just think, I'm hoping that the players now understand this is, you know, this is final calls, final boarding. Get on the plane or you're going to miss it. There's no more trapdoors that can be opened. We were out if we lost that game, obviously, yesterday, and we need to beat Spurs. I don't think the Spurs one is as OTT as the Spurs fans are making it. There's loads of people trying to push this narrative. Whoever loses this game is relegated and so on and so forth, because it probably ends up a draw. Let's be real, right? But it's about the performance and it's about the results, and the guys need to now carry it into the next game. And this is where I want to be now in the running. I mean, we do this every year, right? Maybe apart from last year where the wheels fell off. But it doesn't matter too much on who Pereira selects. It doesn't matter on the formation he goes with or anything like that. We just got to get behind it, because we can't change it from our seats, you know, watching it, or the seats in the stand or whatever. We just got to kind of just get over that line, man. So I'm very positive about it, but I'm also positive about the goals. I thought Yates' goal was an absolute worldie screamer. Dominguez's goal was very well worked from a corner, no less. And in general, it just makes you wonder. And what was making me laugh yesterday with you guys is I've seen loads of comments saying, just start the B team against Spurs. They looked better. Start McAtee ahead of Gibbs White. He looks better, and all of this. But these are flash in the pan moments. But this is a team that needs confidence. There's a lot of these players that work on confidence. I'm talking about a McAtee. I'm talking about a Bakwa. Was there enough from that game that they'll walk into the next one feeling confident? I think maybe so with McAtee. And hopefully Pereira's got some headache decisions to make. And what's he going to do formation-wise? Because I think that formation suits us with that three at the back. The problem is with Jair Cunha being injured. Can he rely on Morata not to make a mistake? Or does he trust in the young gun, Zach Abbott? And I think that's the better position for Zach Abbott. We've seen him play centre-back in a back four, right-back in a back four, right wing-back in a back three. I like him more, I think, in a back three as a centre-back on that right-hand side, potentially. It's a shame Jair Cunha's injured. Maybe he'll be back soon. And there's options. He's now got options. And this is what I wanted out of this game. Pereira to be able to go into Spurs with everyone suddenly saying, yo, Gaffer, put my name down. That's what he needs in these next couple of days, recovery training and so on. But the most important thing, and again, I just gained so much respect for what Ryan Yates said yesterday, because he said exactly what I've been screaming for ages. He said if a footballer can't get through 120 minutes and then play at the weekend, and they're meant to be elite athletes, and he used those words, then they shouldn't be here. And he is absolutely bang on. I love that attitude towards it. It's spot on. He says this is what we're trying to achieve. This is what we want to get to. All players want to be playing European football and Premier League matches. That's what they're signing up to do. If that attitude could spread to the rest of the players as well, and they understand this is what you're meant to do, you've reached that kind of pinnacle levels in sports, this is what you need to be, and now you need to maintain it. It's one thing getting there, it's another thing showing you belong there. So there's so much positives to go on about. And there is, look, as much as I try to disregard the tiredness, like Pereira spoke about it after the match, and he said that he was comfortable and he thinks there's plenty of time for recovery, even for those ones that came on and got 60 minutes under their belt with extra time and penalties, etc. That there's enough time to get them turned around for the Spurs game. And remember, Spurs themselves are trying to play this narrative that they're in a good headspace. They're undefeated in 2, even though the win they got knocked them out of Europe. But the Spurs fans celebrate that, make sense. You know, we're still in Europe, they're not. So it's going to be one of those games. I mean, we'll have loads of build-up coming up for you guys. It's time short, though. It's already Friday. Then we got Saturday and straight into the game. We've got to be ready for this. And this one is huge for me. I want to send my brother down to that championship. Let him rot there for 23 years. Let him have a taste of what we've had. But I just can't stop smiling today. And I want to kind of finish on this note. Look, it's been over 30 years since we've seen European football. We may not see it for another 30 years. This Europa League is a huge opportunity to get us back into that competition where I personally feel we belong. And you guys know what I'm talking about, man. We got 2 of them. That Champions League. I will give anything to hear that music next season at the City Ground. We've got to beat Spurs. If we can maybe draw against Villa or whatever and then go and beat Burnley, then we can turn fully on Europa League and focus on that. I think that's enough. I think it's going to take 35, 36 points for safety. We beat Spurs, it gets us 32, another 3 against Burnley and the odd draw here and there. That should be enough. So I'm feeling very positive at the moment. But that could all change on Sunday. That really could. But what are your guys' moods like, man? I'm loving this Europa League thing. It's been painful. But this season, we always talk about Forest doing Forest things. Could you imagine this scenario? Forest win the Europa League after this dreaded season. Let's be real about it. It's been painful, to say the least. We relegate Spurs after taking their trophy. And Arsenal win the league just to rub further salt into Spurs fans' wounds. And then, as they go down, they hear those infamous words. At the end of the day, we always win. Yeah, let's see if it happens or not. We'll discuss it tonight on Grumpy Old Reds. But I've got my predictions video for you guys for this weekend over on the Footy Network. So please do subscribe there and give it a quick watch. If you're bored, I'll leave it on the end screen for you. Make sure you've liked, make sure you've subscribed. And by the way, we were phenomenal in that penalty shootout. Come on, you Reds.